Hey everyone, welcome back. It's Wilson, and I'm very excited to do this interview with my friend Sha Li, who's currently a prop trader at TD Trading based out of New York. I'm very excited about this because I've always wanted to see what the lifestyle is with prop traders, how they trade, and I'm just gonna let Sha dive into it and give you guys all you need to know about being a prop trader and what is right for you. So Sha, welcome to the show. Can
Hello.
you tell us a little bit about how you got started in trading in general?
So, like I'm a student before in the college. I majored in mathematics and always interesting with trading. So I just start by myself, like trying it online and see how it's going with my like paper trading account at the beginning. Don't use your real money if you just start trading.
I tell
And then
everyone that, man. I tell everyone that every day. Start with the paper money, build that discipline, right?
yes, and then when you like get familiar with what you like to trade, and then you can start to build your own strategy, and you learning a lot from online. I mean, yeah, everything's like currently you don't need to only read books, and they have a lot of awesome video online you can learn by yourself. And then after you build your strategy, you're testing it on your account, and that's what I did. Then I find out I want to be a trying to be a trader after school, then I have a like opportunity to go to a T3 at New York. I mean, yeah, currently working is we have like a group stuff style like trading every day. So basically, you trade by yourself, but you have a lot of columns. You can share ideas, how you trade, and then you adjust your strategy. You basically work on everything by yourself. But
Mm.
then uh, cause it's a difference like when you do the paper trading and after that you put a little bit money for a real account. But then yeah, the buying power is small. So maybe you can trade like 100 shares of Bank of America and try what's going on. But then you want to trade something big, like if you want to trade the 100 shares of Goldman Sachs, that's a lot of money. Then what are you gonna do if you don't have that like big money? But when you go to become a prop trader, then you have a lot of buying power. You have more strategy you can test and more stuff you can choose to trade. Then like current, yeah, I really like the work right now because if you have a strategy and you test it for a while, and then you try to see how it works in the real market, then become a prop trader. You have the ability to do this. Yeah, that's probably like why I'm starting to become
So,
a prop trader
yeah,
now.
no, I mean, I 100% agree with that. Like I told you, I come from a startup background, and we have these things called co-working spaces. Like in Chicago or New York, they have WeWork, right? Where a bunch of startups just go together, entrepreneurs, they connect with each other, and they learn from each
Yes.
other, and they all have their own office or their own desk, and they're doing their own thing. It's not the same strategy or the same business concept, but they're
Yeah.
learning from each other and they're networking, right? So that's a
Yeah.
really great way to improve. It's the same thing as having mentors, and that's what I really agree on. So I really love that. So like you mentioned, you says that there's two things that I really want to point out that you just said is that one, you said there was a leverage. So how does that work exactly in prop trading? So does the firm provide you with the money so you trade on their account and then you get a profit, or like how does it work?
Basically it's you uh I mean like some of the firm they require for the risk capital, but some didn't. But like most of the prop traders firm they require the risk capital. You deposit a little bit of money as a risk capital, and then they give you like I don't know, 3 times, 5 times, or 10 times buying power based on your risk capital. Yeah, and then yeah, like my firm, they gave us more money than we deposit.
Mm.
Then you use the buying power to trade based on your strategy. If you get profit, you split with the firm, and you get more percentage than the firm get.
So essentially, it's like a margin account, pretty much. They're pretty much giving you like a margin account where you can, but except you have bigger leverage. And with there, do you actually get some type of software that us retail traders don't get? Do they provide you
Now we
something?
use yeah, like I have my retail account before, and my and the platform we use is different right now. But I think it's yeah, the like the information they provide is faster than the retail account.
Hmm.
Like if, yeah, most yeah, I'm pretty sure like most of people they trade with their chart.
Hmm.
Like if you are like on the retailer platform, sometimes they have like a few seconds delay
Mm-hmm.
for
Yep.
the chart.
Yep.
And
And my
if
orders
you
never get
trading,
filled.
if you trade with your day trading strategy,
Yeah.
that few seconds like
Yeah. Yeah.
it's
Like
very important.
that happened to me. One of these runs, yesterday actually, my order didn't get filled, and then shorters came in, and then immediately
Yeah,
everything dropped, and I went below my stop loss. So
I have to say like currently like as a like if you are like a individual investor,
yeah.
like a percentage of the money in the market is very small. Mostly it's the institution trader or the big monies.
Mm.
Yeah, they are really fast and like as an individual investor, you only have a limited information, and then the chart provide you some like good entry point or exit point, and if you cannot catch it, that's a bad thing.
Right.
I have to say that.
So
Yeah,
yeah, of
but I think
course,
yeah,
of
the
course.
platform we use right now is it's pretty good. It's
What?
fast enough for us.
Yeah. What's the platform that you guys use right now?
We use light speed right now.
Oh, Lightspeed. Lightspeed. Okay.
I think I saw some videos online.
Yeah.
People are using them also.
Yeah.
I think it's faster. Yeah.
So because of that faster, it gives you that advantage and it allows you to execute more trades, right? So
Yes.
can you quickly walk us through like a day in life of a prop trader? Like what time you get in, what time you wake up, what do you do when you first get in there? How does it work?
Yeah. It's I mean the time is based on the market, right? Like you are very free actually.
Mm.
I describe the job as like a very high pressure but very relaxed also. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah, the high pressure is because you do your research, right? You share idea with others, but most important is you, how you develop your strategy based on other information. So and so the like when you press the buttons, you put all your money in there and
Yeah.
see how your strategy work.
Right.
Nobody tell you to enter now, or nobody tell you what to do now. It's all based on you. So all the pressure is come from you. That's the pressure part. But the relaxed part is like the time is very flex. Like market open 9:30, market close at 4.
Mm.
In in this time, like we choose when we go to the firm, go to the office.
Mm.
You can be there like some of my colleagues been there like 7, 6:30. They want to do morning research in the firm, in the office, and some people come here like 8:30 or 9 o'clock because they like to do their research at home.
Mm.
So this time is based on you and what's your lifestyle. And then we like what we do is we come here and at like a 9 o'clock start we have like a morning meeting. Everybody share ideas, what stock you're looking at and why, and what's your levels, and then you can long it or short it or what's going on with the market. We share ideas. It's about like 20 minutes. After that, we go to each seat and waiting for the open bell. And then you trade. After 4 o'clock, we finish the trading and then we have like a 15 minutes break. And after that, we have like a afternoon meeting. So after the market close, we have meeting like 1 hour, around 1 hour, and then we have a peer review, and then you write down your journal,
Mm.
and that's it. And then you leave, and or you can stay to do your research like for tomorrow, or you review yourself trading, what's right, what's wrong, why you lose money, why you making money, and that's it. So the time is very flexible. You just be here and you do your trade. After you do your trade, it's your time. You want to go to a bar, have a drink, fine. You have a good day, okay. But then you want to research, totally fine. Yeah,
Gotcha.
probably.
That sounds like traders paradise to me. It's
Yeah,
like a perfect community for traders. And I mean, there. I'm not going to name specific names, but there are like hundreds of online trading communities where you have to pay like, I don't know, $500 a month, when you can just go in a prop trading firm like T3, and you get all the benefits plus real life interaction, right, with other traders
yes,
that are in the same space. It's like living with traders. I love that. I love that
yes.
concept, and it does sound very very interesting and exciting. Now, as a prop trader, what would you say is the downside then? Since it sounds so good, what would you say is the downside?
Oh yeah. I mean, yeah. The downside is like because you. Oh yeah. Basically, you are still like an individual investor
Hmm.
with a lot of buying power.
Right.
Yeah, and then you are facing to the market, and like even you have a lot of trader around you, but you have to build up your own strategy, and you can like every human being had mistakes,
Hmm.
and you make your decision, you put your order over there, you lost money, you have to carry everything. It's 100% your responsibility. So, and then as a prop trader, you always have no base salary.
Hmm.
So if you lose money, then you lose money.
Right.
You have, yeah, it's really, really hard to like live with it, with this job at the beginning
Right.
to be a trader. And if you for example, if you like trading for years by yourself and then you decide, I want to trade with lot more money, and I have, and you imagine like, oh damn, I'm gonna make big money on this, and then you become a prop trader, and then you start to lose money, then you're gonna be very bad on this industry. That's something like, yeah, like it's very high pressure. That's the downside of I'm looking at, like you have no like a secure stuff, no base,
Hmm.
and everything is based on what is your idea right today? Is your strategy work today? Is your execution like very accuracy? And this, I think this is a very hard part for this job.
Right.
I have always say like people who had like a great day, as a new trader, and they make like $2,000 a day, are very very happy that day, and tomorrow they lost like 1,500 or something,
Right.
right? Yeah, so like because we are not like a computer, we are not a machine. You just follow some program. You have emotion. Like, why am I doing this after a day? I'm thinking, oh, what's wrong with me? At the moment I placed this order at this price, or when I saw this, oh, it's not the correct action I should do, and then you lost a lot. And yesterday you have to clean everything, every bad emotion for next day, and you have to treat properly. It's very hard, and yeah, that's the like I think the tough stuff
I
in this.
agree. But would you say that, I mean, since you're surrounded with so many traders that have their own strategy, like you said, do you think that ever affects the way that you think? So, for example, for me, I mentioned in one of my other videos before that I burnt out an account before, right? And one of my ways to recover from that burnt out account was I put a post-it note on my computer, on my wall, telling me to stick with my strategy and don't listen to others. So I had to turn off a lot of the noises, such as the news, such as what people are saying in chat rooms and social media, so that I can just focus on what I'm doing and have my own discipline, right? But you being
Yeah.
surrounded by like so many traders at once with different strategies and different call outs, do you ever see that might affect the way you trade and change your strategy?
Yes, yeah, I have yes, for our firm, like when we first get in, we have a training for a few weeks, and that's the fundamental, not fundamental part, but that's a basic part you learn, what's the easiest strategy you use, like a breakout, breakdown, you see a support level, and then market it goes down, maybe drag the price goes down, and then you just short at the support, something like that. Very simple. And then you start to build your own. Like I have sometimes at the beginning, like, why I'm doing this, and like I doing what they taught me, and then it failed. It happens, right? Like you got training for a few weeks, and you start with risk your own money to do the strategy what you learned, and it failed. I'm like, why? What happened? And then you can worry about, damn, what I learned is the wrong stuff. And then other people say, yeah, don't listen to them. That's what I do, and I make $1,000 today. And oh yeah, let's start to learn this, and then I try this. Oh, this failed again, and and this breakout work, and I'm like, I'm so confused.
Right. So that
Yeah,
happens to me all
everybody
the
has
time.
this, right?
Yeah.
Like when you have lots of news, lots of different people doing this, and then you start trying everything, and you start losing money. But what I say is, before you can build your own strategy, I think you should try what the people tell you to do.
You should or you should not.
I say, if you are like a new trader, okay,
Yeah.
you are first time getting there, yeah, you should try everything.
So you should try
like
swing trading. You should try day trading. You should try.
yeah, you don't know what type of trader you could be, right? You are just like a new person, and maybe like you could do swing really good, but you don't know yet. And if you only try day trade, you never saw you were so perfect on swing, right? Or if you're like a momentum trader, and if you don't try all the strategy, you don't know who you are. So that's what I'm saying. Like, yeah, you should try everything, and then you have to see, like, to yourself, which one I like it better, or which one I can do it perfectly.
So so right now, which one can you do the best out of?
Well, I have to say, like, I like to do the short-term momentum stuff.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, because
that's
because of my personality. That's because of my personality. I'm like I said, I used to run startups and businesses, and we're always about moving quick. You know, you don't want to be slow. And I'm all about the intraday. You know, like you just do that. I do swing as well, but I don't swing long term. So I would not swing a stock like GE, for example, right? Or Nokia. You know, like Nokia. I mean, that thing was trading flat for like a whole month. You know, I can't do that. I can't just get in a position and wait. You know, I don't like that. So I'm more momentum, but when I do swing, I swing leverage ETFs, Snapchat, you know, like GoPro. I like swinging those, the one UGAS, JNUG, you know, stuff that has a lot of velocity and as well as a high ATR, you know, like where the price changes a lot. So I like that. That's my style. No more than 2 to 5 days max for swings, but basically focused on momentum. So you're similar to me, right? You're focused on momentum.
I like the momentum stuff. Like I really enjoy trading at opening. You know, like opening you have like you have all the momentums to move your stock price either way, right? And then, for example, like GE on this Friday, right? They have a bad earning, and they have like a huge gap down at the beginning. But I think when I read the like earning, I think it's okay. Like it's not like a really bad stuff, and I thought maybe the hurricane stuff like affect them a lot. That's why like when the opening, I saw the price movement, I just directly long it, and then I hold a little bit for my swing, see how it's going on next week. If it's bad, I just close all my position. But
so
that's momentum you want.
Right.
Yeah, that's the momentum you want to involve in. Also I mean short term is okay, but some people they don't like the short term strategy, and sometimes some people are just like, yeah, I want to swing something. We have I have a colleague that like his swing position is really good. He's like, yeah, he swing a lot of and very expensive stock. He swing BA or Goldman Sachs is all like $200.
But does he buy options as a swing, or does he actually buy the stock?
Yeah, actually buy the stock.
Oh wow, man! A lot of capital, man. A lot of capital. That's like swinging Apple.
Like when you become a prop trader, you have the buying power to to swing this expensive stock.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I think from my view, if you are like a day trader, day trading strategy, you can make money in a short term, but more money you can make is in the long term.
Of course. Of course.
Yeah, like day trade can like the best part on average you can make like $1 or $2 on a stock. That's perfect. But if you like get in a really good price to hold some stock, and they could give you like a $10 in few days.
That happened to me with Shopify. With Shopify,
Yeah.
that's because
Yeah.
I only know Shopify because I'm an entrepreneur and I used the platform when I was building my e-commerce business. So I know the whole power behind it. And then with that type of drop from a kind of, I call it BS news, I think it's going to recover. Will it recover to 120? Maybe not. But to recover from 80 to 100 was like a no-brainer for me. So that's what I did. So I made a good play on that one. But normally, I don't buy those type of stocks at that value. I mean, like $100 is quite heavy. And if I did, I'll just go for Apple, right?
Yeah, I agree with you. Yeah. So so right now I'm like trying to combine the two styles together. Like if I can catch a great price at the beginning, then I will hold it for a few days, see how it goes. Maybe you can catch the like a more growing. But yeah, basically like as what we talked before, like people should try. I think I encourage or you use like per trading, after you find out it works or you feel it's very confident, you then start to use your own money.
Gotcha. So start with paper trading. Now back to your prop trading firm. You see all these type of different styles every day, right? You see every day, and you connect with all these type of different traders. How many people stay there for long term?
Few, very few. Like
Why do they leave? Is it because they lose their money, or is it because they felt like they already learned enough that they can go on their own?
well, I have to say most they are losing money.
Gotcha. Okay. So most traders
Yeah,
you would say lose money.
yeah. Most like it's very hard to say like people are like they have many years experience and then come to a firm and then start to trade. Most new trader they have like a very little experience or even no experience. They just think, oh, market is great, let's give it a try. Right? And then they start to invest their money in there, and then they lost of them. They either leave or they put more money in there. So that's why I thought like yeah, most of trader it didn't stay for a long time, and who is stay for a very long time like 10 years, they trade at home or they start their own fund.
Oh, okay. So usually it's more novice for the novice, and I think it's a great start. I mean, I think of it as like a business incubator, where you just accelerate really quickly and learn at a rapid speed and connect with the right people that you can stay in touch with. Now, one more thing I'm pretty curious about is how many of them actually go on to, let's say, being a professional trader at like a hedge fund.
Uh, it's really hard. Like right now, like all like based on what I know, I didn't see many people.
Hmm. So most
Cause
people quit trading.
I think yeah, cause like prop trader, they are not like a money manager or hedge fund manager. Like yeah, if you have like $1 million, your style is very different if you have like a
Of course.
$10 billion.
Yeah, of course.
And I think most of the hedge fund tradings they use like algorithm trading in a very short term, unless they are like investing firm. Their strategy is a like they hold it for a few months, see how it's going or something like that. But for all they doing like really quick short term, and also uh like when you trade with forex or future, then you have like a very high returns than you're trading stocks in a short term. Yeah, so I think most people they trade in the prop trade firm. They either give a try, or either they really like the lifestyles. Like you come here, you trade, and you go, and in the later you're professional. Then you can trade at home. They like this way. Or others they just come give a try and they fail, then start to find another job. That's the most. Yeah. Or you can be like a higher level like a member in the firm, then you can start to do your group stuff like our manager do. You can become a higher level manager, and then you start to finding out other people who want to be a prop trader, and then you start your own group. That's the few ways I can see.
Got it. And you guys only trade stocks over there, or do you guys do forex and futures as well?
Yeah, they have a for cause like if you trade stock, then like you need to pass the Series 57 exam to trade the stocks. But if you trade the forex, you don't need to. So we have some forex trader, and most of us is a stock trader right now.
So who provides the exam like study material and all those stuff?
It's FINRA.
The firm?
No, FINRA.
FINRA? What's that?
It's a self-organization under the SEC. So.
Oh, got it. No, yeah, but I meant like, does the firm provide any type of does the prop firm provide any type of training for you guys to prepare for it?
We have the training is very basic. I think only take like 2 or 3 weeks, teaching you about the support and resistance and some game planning, and then some other terms like layer of probability. Like when you see a trade, when you see a opportunity come in, how do you identify this a good or bad trade? Like an entry point. Are you gonna trade it? You need to like think about like 8 or 9 factors in your mind very fast, and then you decide, okay, I can jump in this. Oh no, I won't touch it, because like if you see a resistance and the market is going down and the sector is normal, and then it's like I don't know, 1:30 afternoon, are you gonna trade this? Like right, the probability of success is much lower than it's like 10 o'clock. Market is just go a new high, and then the sector is very strong, and you are like hottest stock in the market right now, and then you reach a resistance level. This is like a higher probability than what I said before, that one, right? So that they teach this stuff, and then they tell you like how you build your own strategy. And I think the most important part, like the training cannot give to you, is how you build your mind, how you build your mental healthy. Like
that's very important, man. That's very important, especially in trading.
And it's very hard. Like you must learn this, but you can only learn this by your mistake.
Right, of course.
And you gotta pay a lot of money on this.
Hey, in Chinese we call it pay your tuition, right? Pay your tuition.
You have to pay your tuition to learn this lesson. I mean, and also it's not only for trading. I would say that it's a life. Life lessons.
Okay, so
maybe you lost money here and you learn this stuff, you remember, and it won't cost you any other thing in your future in your life.
So right now, what is your biggest day? What is your most green day as a prop trader?
For me, I'm like only testing my strategy at the beginning. So currently, my only biggest green day is 300.
300? That's it? As a prop trader? What about at the firm? What about at the firm? What do you see as the biggest green day?
Oh yeah, what I say like for new trader is I say the most green is 1500.
1500. Wow.
Yeah, but for all that experienced trader, it could be 6,000 a day.
6,000 a day.
Yes, and if you meet a IPO day,
Yeah,
And the
I got
IPO
lucky.
is like,
I
yeah,
got lucky with the IPOs.
I
But
mean, like, yeah, you need a great IPO today. Like, all my manager said, like, when the Twitter IPO, the Facebook IPO,
yeah,
they can make a million today, one day.
right. So you the ones that you mentioned that make $6,000 to $7,000 a day. How consistent is that?
But I cannot say what they trade, like for the senior traders,
Mm.
unless they want to explain something to us. Yeah, but I really don't know what's the strategy, what's their strategy, and how they see the market. It's
But
very
it's
different.
consistent every day. So every day they're doing 6,000.
No, 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 no.
Oh, okay.
I think what they think, they think in their way is like, you trade, if I lost 3,000 today, I can make 4,000 tomorrow.
Mm.
That's what they think. I didn't say like very consistent like earnings, but in a long run they are green. That's what they think they want to do. They want to say, oh, today I lost 200, today I lost 300. Then I can make 1,000 tomorrow. I make 2,000 tomorrow. Something. If their strategy work, right? And I always saw consistent lose.
Really?
Either they try a different strategy every day. They don't trust them anymore. It happens to me. It happens to other new traders. Or either they didn't follow their game plan or they didn't follow their strategy, and they have a bad execution. They can cost like a consistent lose.
Mm.
They can lose like 300, 400 every day because they want to try everything. That's why I say, like, if you trying things okay, use a paper account, small amount of money. Like what I did, like when I'm testing my new strategy, I only trade like 200 shares every time. Like when you have a strategy, you have your reason and you have your alt, right? If you give a properly alt, 200 shares cost you like only can cost you like $30 or $20 for your new strategy. Or if it works, it can give you like $100 or something. And you keep testing. Like every day, maybe you can testing like if you see the opportunity testing like 10 stocks, and in the end you either break even or you make a little bit money. But but in this process, you can build up a great strategy and your confidence to trust your strategy.
Very important. Very important. I agree with that 100%. I love that advice. For all the traders
And
that are
then
listening that
yeah,
are
and
new,
then but why you still can losing money? Then that's what we talked before. It's in your mind, right? If you didn't follow it,
yes, that's what I'm saying.
when
Stick with
when
the
say yeah,
strategy.
like when say
Discipline.
the stock goes down, you guys say it will be back. Let's give like 10 cents more room to growth. Down 10 cents, like, oh damn, why am they give
and
this
and
more room?
and then
I just close my position and the stock goes up again. Think, oh, I say it can go up. Let's go up. Oh, let's buy something, and they fall down again. So, oh damn, and
either
then
that,
you
hey, either that,
consist.
or if it doesn't go up by the end of the day, it will go back up tomorrow. So let me hold it overnight, right?
Oh, yes.
Man, I keep saying that. I'm telling everyone that asking me questions and stuff. I'm like, dude, don't do it. Like, have the discipline, cut the stop loss. It's okay to lose a
Yeah.
little, right? But because when you enter position, you should be confident enough to know that you at least get a 2-to-1 ratio. So your profit could be 100, whereas when you lose 20. And if it comes back up, that's okay. And you lost money, it comes back up, it's okay because that's another man's dollar. That's not yours, right? So,
Yeah. I mean, yeah. If you think like when you work based on your strategy and then you cannot make money on only one stock, that's okay. Like nobody has strategy can make 100% gain, right? And then you just try it out, and when you see the problem, like if you are always not always like 100% trying on your strategy every step, make no mistake on your execution, then you lose money. That's the problem of your strategy. If you didn't If you didn't follow like 100% on your strategy, then you lose money. Then that's your problem. It's not the strategy's problem.
I agree 100%, man. I agree, and I always give that same advice, and that's why I told you I had to put a post-it note reminding myself, especially when.
But
Yeah.
that's the hardest part
It's
of
hard.
our trading.
It's very hard. It's very hard, especially when the stock goes down and you're like, dude, I know it'll come back up. Either that or you have emotion problems and you end up buying random stocks. You know, like
Yes.
yeah, that's another failure. So I definitely see where you're going, and it's solid advice. Now, would you recommend prop trading for people if they're interested, for new traders?
Well, personally, I don't.
Hmm.
Unless you, okay, either you have enough money to try, you want to give some money and your time to try trading, or either you really love trading.
How much money are we
Otherwise,
talking about here? How much money?
I mean, if you have like I don't know, 10,000 or 20,000, and you really like trade. I mean, like, yeah, $10,000 if you like invest by yourself, how many stock you can buy, right?
Nothing. No.
Yeah.
You can start with
And
small positions.
Yeah, if you have like 10,000 and you really want to give it a try, you really want to donate that 10,000 to the market. Okay, you can do it.
Charity, man, charity.
I mean, yeah, if you are just like oh, everybody's trading, let's follow everybody's step. Maybe I can make some money. If you have this like a gamblers in your heart, you go to Vegas, not trading market. Okay?
Go play blackjack. At least you have an odds.
Yeah.
At least you have
That make
odds.
more money. In Vegas, you make more money.
And hopefully you make back the money for your plane ticket to go back home.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Like, yeah, I mean, like, yeah, but most people in our firm they either like trade or they either like have some background in the trading. That's why they came here. They want to use more buying power to try their strategy.
Okay. So for somebody
Yeah,
that wants to be a part of your prop trading firm, how did they join? Is there any type of requirements, qualifications, prereqs?
yeah. What I do just like you can go to the LinkedIn, find people, ask them, and if they want to join in, you can just apply. And they have the interview, and the most hardest part for the process is the Series 57 exam. And then after you pass the exam, you just come and then give it a try. If you really enjoy the market and you really want to join, because now the market is going up, and you can have some like a trend to follow. But what if
the market goes up,
here?
But the stocks that we trade never go up, right?
I mean, no. What if the year has nothing with the market, like 2015?
Right. So how will you trade that? How will you trade a market that has no volatility at all?
It's very hard for human beings.
So you wouldn't trade? You wouldn't trade during that year?
I mean, yeah. Here's things like my manager always told us, like, if market doing nothing today, you do nothing.
So you don't have to trade every day. That's the
I mean, if there's no opportunity, why you throw money?
That's right.
And if there's the opportunity, if you didn't throw the money in the market, then you are like failure. That is fair. Like I think some days like when the SPY is doing nothing and the whole market has no movement, every breakout failed, and if you trade like 20,000 shares in that day, sorry about you, because you just lose all the money, pay your commission, and make nothing.
That's why we have option strategies where you can sell certain options on the volume that doesn't move. And I like doing that. I like doing that. Like for example, for like Activision, that was a stock, very good stock. I have it in my growth portfolio and separate brokerage account, but it doesn't move. So sell cover calls, right? Yeah. So there's always strategies around it. But of course, just like what you said, if I do my pre-market scans and I see that there's no movement after market opens, then take the day off. don't trade.
Yeah, don't trade. Maybe they have a news comes out, you can give it a try, but yeah, no move, no trade.
Right. So, what about you, Sha? So, about you, do you see yourself trading 10 years from now?
Yes, maybe. That's why I'm like joining this firm. Like, I want to learn something I can use in my future.
But you don't
Yeah,
see
maybe
trading as a
yes.
permanent
Like
career.
strategy working. Strategy like they have to change every time. When the market condition change, you have different strategy. But the important part is your mental, right?
Right, right.
How you facing the market, how you facing the price action. I think that's the most important part I want to learn from this career, and it will help me a lot in my future.
Got it. So,
Yeah,
so
I
you,
mean,
you,
yeah,
you
like
don't
when
see
you are
yourself.
very young, you want to learn something you can use for a longer time.
Of course, I agree.
Yeah,
So you don't see yourself as a permanent trader for the rest of your life. Like you don't see it as a career, but more of just like a learning experience.
yeah. If I make money, I can still stay here. But in your future, when you have your family, you have other stuff to do. You have like when you won't be a like prop trader when you're 60.
Of course.
You probably don't go to that office again.
That's why I tell everyone when you make enough profits, invest. Do a lot of investing.
And I like how can you like doing the day trade when you're like 50 or 60 after you retire, right?
You swing
At
trade,
that
man.
time,
You swing trade.
yeah, that time you invest, you have a longer term stuff, but how you know this is a good entry point to invest or to swing, right? That's what you learn now. And when the market goes down and how you like other people is freaking out and why you hold. And when the price is really low, other people think, oh, this company crashed or market crashed, and you dare to buy at that time. That this lessons I want to learn now.
Got it. I like that. I like that. Learn when you're young, when you have room for failure. Right. Learn when
Yeah.
you're young. So, what do you like to do on the weekends when the market is closed?
Right now, for me, I don't know. I just moved here in New York, and then maybe go outside with my cousins or new friends, or I learn other stuff at home.
What other hobbies do you have?
Well, I like soccer, but it
Yeah,
turns
but
out like
there's no
nobody
soccer in New
cares
York,
soccer
man.
in America.
There's no soccer in New York. You got to go back to China.
No, they have two soccer teams in New York.
I'm not familiar with it. I rather go play some basketball.
Oh yeah, they have the New York Red Bull and the New York City FC, so you can go to the stadium to see some. I don't. It's not like a boring game, but it's okay, compared with the England league.
Of course.
Or all the leagues in
Those are
Europe.
crazy. Yeah.
America is fine, yeah, but yeah, I like soccer. I like watch soccer game, and because they have like a 12 hours difference between New York and China. Some weekend I can wake up like early to see a Chinese league online.
Oh, yeah. I like doing that sometimes too. Yeah, I like that. Yeah, but with basketball, I like watching basketball more intense. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. Well, anyway, Sha, thank you so much for this interview. I learned so much from it. It was really nice chatting with you. I'm sure all the listeners learned a lot about the prop trading lifestyle, and whether or not you personally recommend it, and what's a day in life. I mean, that's super important because when people are googling stuff online, they can only learn so much or find out so much, and it's much easier to listen to like a 40-minute interview and just learn everything all in one thing. Soak up all the knowledge. It's like an audio book versus an actual physical book, right?
Yes.
So thank you so much for doing this. It's my honor to interview you. How can people contact you if they want to like talk to you or learn more about prop trading?
Yeah, they can go to LinkedIn, search my name, Sha Li. It's very simple.
Okay.
Sha is SHA, Li is LI.
Yeah.
You can see on my profile and you can send me a message on LinkedIn. No problem.
Okay. Well, thank you so much once again. I appreciate your time, and we'll chat soon.
Thank you.
Yes.
Yeah, thank you.